She's written with Gracie Abrams, she's gone viral across the world, and now even Australian artists are saying that she's their biggest inspiration.
This is Audrey Hobert, an artist who went from writing songs in a tiny New York apartment to selling out shows across the globe.
And after working with Gracie, you probably already know that she is taking over the world with Who's the Clown, this album that is unapologetically her. It's vulnerable at points, but it is so much fun and so anthemic.
I ended up sort of locking myself in the apartment and writing that song, and when I finished it, I knew that it was the song that I wrote that made me want to do the artist thing.
As an Aussie music show, we thought it was vital to surprise her with some questions from some of our favourite Aussie artists.
Yeah, Jet Blyton, Alexia, Cody John, Venice Quinn, to name a few, who call her one of their biggest inspirations. And let's just say her answers were not what we were expecting.
That's so crazy.
Yeah.
That is so crazy because...
So stick around, and if you enjoy this one, hit like and subscribe.
And drop a comment on who you want to see on our show next, because don't you worry, we've got some huge names lined up.
Just like, and then as well.
And what about...
And how about boo? Crazy!
It's Audrey Hobert on the Hot Hits with Nick and Lauren.
It's the Hot Hits with Nick and Lauren, and it is with great pleasure I say Audrey Hobert's in the building.
Stop it.
Yes, finally!
Oh, it's with great pleasure I say that Nick is in the building.
Thank you very much. It's a great pleasure to be in the building. I just want to do a full bottle up of how you're feeling right now.
Yeah, I mean, I'm jet lagged, but grateful. Like, I don't know. I'm always grateful.
Yeah.
And to be jet lagged is also a privilege.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. Because
Yeah.
it shows you just how far that you've, had to come
Yes.
to get this music to people.
Yeah.
The fact that your tickets for these couple of shows were a ballot,
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I've been in a ballot since Oasis, and I didn't get
Yeah.
in through the Oasis ballot.
Oh, no.
And then it was the Audrey ballot. I'm lucky I got sorted through
Okay,
the Audrey
thank God,
ballot.
thank
so,
God, thank
yeah,
God.
We're all good. Do you feel the size of this audience that you found so quickly? Can you feel the magnitude of it?
I mean, definitely. If I'm all the way over here, it's like, it's not for no reason. And yeah, I can just sort of tell I've only been here for a day and a half or something, but people are very cool and relaxed and chilled. And so the fact that there was clearly like movement coming from Australia makes me feel like seen, I guess, and heard and appreciated, because I'm like, if you guys like it, then I guess I'm doing something right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that passion that we have here, you're right, it comes across in a different way. It comes across in a much more, it's a chill way, because it feels like you're part of our lives now.
Mm-hmm.
It feels like you're part of our day to day.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
that's been the really nice thing.
Yeah.
Do you feel that all across the world yet?
I mean, more so than I did a year ago. Like, definitely, yes, for sure. I mean, I've Zoomed with radio hosts in India, so to me, I'm like, could it get bigger than this? I don't know. Like, I hope, and also if it doesn't, then it's been amazing.
Yeah, it's entirely possible.
Yeah.
I mean, Sumi came out while Gracie was in the country,
Yeah.
and she talked about it at her show in Adelaide and stuff. And I felt like that was a really kind of serendipitous, nice moment, that not only are people discovering you through the portals here and on the internet, but they're also discovering you through your friend and collaborator as
Yes.
well. And that felt very full circle for Australia.
Yeah.
I want to talk about this album so much, because it's like the only thing that I've been listening
Oh,
to
stop.
for so long. And I feel like that's the thing. People attach themselves to this album so deeply. Can you tell me about what people you feel are taking away from this?
I mean, I hoped that people would feel sort of a like permission, I guess, to be exactly who they are, just by me being exactly who I am in this music. And I've seen that, and that's made me happier than anything. And then also I have felt like people are recognizing the writing of it, and that is also the only other thing that I could have wanted out of a response.
Yeah.
So, but especially the first part, I'm just like, oh my God, it makes me so happy.
A question I've been thinking about since the start and tried to find the answer to for you. When was the conscious switch from writer to artist project? Is there a specific moment, or was it much more sort of cruisy than that?
Yeah, I mean, I sort of attribute that moment to when I wrote Sex and the City, which came fourth.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that was the fourth song I wrote and finished. And I had been writing in LA, and I was in New York when I wrote that song. And I sort of was in New York with nothing to do but see theater and walk around. And I ended up sort of locking myself in the apartment and writing that song. And when I finished it had taken me so long to write, and I'd worked so hard on it that I knew that it was the song that I wrote that made me want to do the artist thing. And then as like the switch from writer to artist, it's like I still just feel like a writer.
Yeah.
Like I just do. And also by way of that, it makes me an artist, I guess.
No, that's very true, isn't
Yeah.
it? You know, the whole idea of an artist is this whole brand and sort of thing. But from the moment you put something on paper for the first time, you are an artist.
I think it depends on how good you are, but
Yeah, true.
or you know, how much of it you are writing, and everyone's different, you know. But I really did like write these songs, and because of that is what makes me feel like an artist more than like the branding aspect, which I actually really enjoy and feel but like very passionate about. But no, yeah, it's the writing.
Before I talk about the kind of branding component, because I think that's been such a special part of people discovering so quickly who you are. Because I think that's been the thing. People have learned who you are and what you're about in the blink of an eye. And that's a really difficult thing to get across. You mentioned that the fourth song was what got you over the line to do this as a project.
Yeah.
What were you thinking during the first three?
I just was like, sort of doing it for kicks and giggles. I was just like, it was just a pastime.
Yeah.
And I did not, I knew I was having fun, but it wasn't, there was still even like a sort of a remnant of a thought of maybe this will go to somebody else, or like, you know, I hadn't pitched an entirely finished song to another artist, but I thought maybe that's what I'll do. But then when I wrote Sex and the City, I was like, oh, no.
Yeah.
And all of those songs I wrote before for me too.
This can only be, exactly,
Yeah.
this can only be me. Let's talk about this branding, because I don't like the idea of like intentional branding all the time, but for you, it feels like you've done the right thing in that you have dug into who you truly are and allowed that to be amplified.
Yeah.
And I think that's when branding is at its most effective.
Totally. Yeah. I mean, like I have a lot of like natural opinions and thoughts about branding and about how other people do it. And I am not, I knew I was never in this to be manufactured at all. So I figured I'm going to try this my way. If it works, great. If it doesn't work, then I'll learn better for next time or something.
Yeah.
Like I just, I wanted to do it as much myself as I possibly could, just because I feel like it's the point. I don't know. For me, it's like what I look for in an artist I like. I like for each facet of their project, that being like the social media, the covers, I like to feel like it's coming from them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which it definitely does with you.
Yeah.
Do you think the branding kind of seeps into the songwriting sometimes? Do you think those are two things that maybe accidentally cross over from time to time? Because I feel like there is a brand to the way that you write.
Yeah. Well, that's like a compliment, but it was never an active thought. I mean, because truly I like was just writing a ton. And that's just like the truest kind of expression I can do. It is entirely pure, and I hope it's that way the second time around too. Now that I've sort of seen response, I just like try and stay away because it's so pure to sit down and write a song. There's no other thought other than like, how do I write this story?
Yeah. Do you think humor naturally seeps into it for you and like always has? Because I know you grew up in a very funny world. I mean,
Yes.
your dad was a writer on Scrubs,
Yes.
is that right?
Yeah.
First show I ever loved.
Oh, really?
Yeah, 100%.
Amazing.
So I presume humor has always been around you and that will have naturally seeped into the writing process
Yeah.
as well. You don't intentionally go looking for a gag, do you?
No, I don't think so. I mean, because I wrote all these songs alone, I think in order to stay interested in what I was doing, or I would need to like surprise myself or tickle myself and make myself laugh out loud. And it is sort of just how my brain works. I do feel like I'm a funny person. So it makes sense that it came out in the music because it is just like who I am.
It's you, exactly. And I think that's been the thing with getting people across you and talking about you to the masses is just being like, just listen to the way that she says the things.
Yeah.
Because, and you need no more information about this person to understand her.
That's great. I love that.
So it's what I'm always looking for. I've been very obsessed with the way that artists cut through and what makes them cut through for a very long time now. And the thing I keep coming back to is when you're genuinely able to be yourself in the music, there will be no one like you.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's like my brother, when he was on his first day of preschool, when he was 3 years old, my parents were like sending him off and they said, okay, Charlie, just go in there and be yourself. And he said, who else am I going to be as a 3-year-old?
Thought it at 3?
Yeah, at three. And I think that's just like, who else am I going to be?
Yep.
You know, I like, there's a line about that in Phoebe where I'm like, it would just fall flat if I tried to be anyone else.
Yep. Phoebe's my favorite song, by the way.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I just really appreciated that.
Oh, thank you.
Not even just as a Friends fan. Like
Yeah.
just the way that felt to me like the most open book kind of vulnerable moment.
For sure.
Was that what it was writing?
Oh yeah, I mean, it was one of the only songs where I like questioned lines and thought like, and like I say this a lot, like when I'm writing a song, no matter what the subject matter is, I don't often feel like I'm, discovering something new about myself or like wearing my heart on my sleeve. It feels like I'm trying to craft something, but with that song, it was a little bit different. It took me the longest amount of time to finish. And it was the song that I was like, I'm really glad I'm getting to say this. And it also feels like I questioned certain lines because it felt like not too vulnerable, but I was just like, ooh, should I say that?
Yeah, I'm really glad you did say that,
Oh,
though.
thank you.
'Cause I saw very seen by that.
Oh, thank you.
It's like track number 9 or 10?
It's the second to last.
second to
11.
last, yeah. So, and I think it comes at a kind of surprising moment. You feel like you've gotten all, so much out of you already. But then we get this kind of very heart on sleeve sort of, expression of yourself.
That's so sweet. Thank you.
I don't even try to be sweet. I just
No,
try
I
to say what
know.
think.
And I hate when people say that's so sweet, but I'm like,
No.
I actually is sweet. So thank you.
I'm really glad.